Here's a surprising fact: only 10% of employees who are high performers actually get promoted. That's according to a study by CareerBuilder, and it's a wake-up call for anyone who thinks hard work alone will get them to the top. Even more shocking, over 75% of employees say they've seen people with less talent get promoted ahead of them. It's frustrating, but it's the reality. Why is this happening? The truth is, companies often overlook their best people for reasons that have nothing to do with skill or performance. Instead, it's about visibility, office politics, and even hidden biases. In this video, we're going to dive into exactly why top performers get stuck, and most importantly, what you can do to break free. We'll look at the silent traps you might be falling into, like being too good at your current job or staying under the radar. Plus, we'll share powerful strategies to help you stand out and get the promotion you deserve. Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Silent Superstar Syndrome. It's common to think that hard work speaks for itself. Many top performers fall into the silent superstar syndrome, believing that if they excel in their job, they'll naturally get noticed. But here's the harsh truth: if you're not visible, you're invisible. A study from the Center for Talent Innovation found that 56% of people feel their accomplishments aren't recognized at work, which shows how widespread this issue is. High performers tend to focus so much on delivering results that they neglect the need to promote their work. It's easy to think that your boss sees everything you're doing, but in reality, they may be juggling a dozen other things. As management consultant Peter Drucker once said, "Doing the right thing is more important than doing things right." While excelling in your work is crucial, it's equally important to ensure the right people are aware of your achievements. What can you do to break this cycle? Strategic self-promotion is key. This doesn't mean boasting or bragging, but rather finding the right moments to share your wins. One strategy is to provide your boss with regular updates, either through emails or quick catch-ups. This helps them stay informed about your contributions without feeling overwhelmed. Another option is to publicly acknowledge your team's success in meetings, subtly positioning yourself as a leader. One last thing: think about how you present yourself. Top performers often get stuck in operational roles because they're viewed as doers, not leaders. Shift the perception by volunteering for tasks that showcase your leadership skills, such as mentoring new hires or managing small projects. Chapter 2: The Curse of the Expert Trap. Being great at your job can sometimes work against you, especially if you've fallen into what I call the expert trap. This happens when you're so good at your current role that your boss doesn't want to move you elsewhere. You've become indispensable, but at the cost of career growth. According to research by the Harvard Business Review, 91% of companies say they base promotions on leadership potential, not just performance. So, while you might be a top performer, if you're seen as too good where you are, it could be holding you back. The expert trap is tricky because it's hard to say no to more work when you're seen as the go-to person. But here's a tip: stop over-delivering on tasks that don't lead to growth. It sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes you have to create space for yourself to develop new skills. You don't want to be pigeonholed as the best at a role you don't plan to stay in. So how do you break free from this trap? Start delegating and upskilling. Look for opportunities to pass routine tasks to others, positioning yourself as someone who is ready for bigger challenges. Take on projects that showcase your ability to think strategically or work across departments. And don't be afraid to have an honest conversation with your boss about your career goals. A good leader will understand that holding on to you forever isn't in anyone's best interest. Another practical strategy? Document your processes. When you create clear instructions or workflows for what you do, it becomes easier for someone else to take over when the time comes. This shows that you're thinking ahead and ready to move on to the next level. Chapter 3: Leadership Blind Spots. The unseen potential. One of the most frustrating reasons top performers get overlooked is because of leadership blind spots. These are unconscious biases that influence how leaders view potential candidates for promotions. For example, some leaders may unconsciously favor employees who are more outgoing or outspoken, even though quieter workers might deliver stronger results. Research from the World Economic Forum shows that introverts often outperform extroverts in leadership roles, but because they're not as vocal, they can be easily overlooked. This is where understanding and navigating biases becomes critical. If you're naturally more reserved, it's important to develop subtle ways to demonstrate your leadership potential. For instance, consider leading a meeting or giving a presentation on a project you've spearheaded. This gives you a platform to showcase your skills without needing to change your personality. Another bias is the halo effect, where leaders may assume that someone with good interpersonal skills or charisma is also a good fit for management, even if they don't have the same results. Meanwhile, high performers who deliver excellent work may be perceived as too focused on technical skills, not leadership. The truth is, leadership comes in different forms, and it's about showing that you can bring people together and drive outcomes, not just be the loudest voice in the room. To counter these biases, start building relationships with decision makers early. Networking isn't just for external job hunting. Within your company, it's crucial to develop rapport with leaders who don't directly manage you. By sharing your successes and learning about the company's bigger picture, you'll position yourself as someone with both the technical and leadership skills for promotion. Also, ask for feedback regularly. Sometimes the reason you're overlooked is simply because your boss doesn't know you want to be promoted. Let them know you're interested in growing, and ask for advice on what you can improve to make that jump. It's not about changing who you are but rather highlighting the skills that make you a valuable leader. If you're finding these insights helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more strategies on career advancement. Chapter 4, The Politics of Progress, Mastering Office Power Plays. Let's be honest, office politics are everywhere. Whether you like it or not, navigating them is crucial for career advancement. Top performers often assume that their hard work will speak louder than playing office politics. But research shows that 70% of employees say office politics are necessary for career growth, according to a survey by Robert Half. So, if you're avoiding the political game, you could be holding yourself back. The key here isn't about manipulation or deceit, it's about understanding the dynamics of power and influence within your workplace. One strategy is to build alliances. Make connections with colleagues in different departments. These relationships can help you gain visibility and influence in areas outside your immediate team. It also builds a support network that can vouch for you when promotion discussions happen. Another tip is to align yourself with influential people. This doesn't mean becoming a sycophant, but rather being mindful of who makes the decisions. Senior leaders or key decision makers often have the final say on promotions. Building a rapport with them, even through casual conversations or during team meetings, can help put you on their radar. Finally, never underestimate the power of timing and discretion. A Harvard Business Review article pointed out that people who were promoted were 25% more likely to have positioned themselves at key moments in the company's growth or transition. This means picking the right time to express your ambitions. You don't have to shout your goals from the rooftop, but don't wait for someone to read your mind either. Chapter 5, Invisible Ambition, Why Hard Work Isn't Enough. There's a dangerous myth out there that hard work alone leads to success. While it certainly helps, research from Harvard Business School shows that people who communicate their goals to their managers are 67% more likely to get promoted. Simply working hard and hoping someone notices isn't a strategy. You have to let people know what you want. One common mistake is waiting until your annual review to talk about career goals. Don't wait. Instead, start having these conversations throughout the year. When you complete a major project, ask your boss for feedback and express your interest in taking on more responsibilities. This helps keep your ambitions top of mind. It's also essential to be specific about what you want. Rather than saying, "I'd like a promotion," try saying, "I'm interested in becoming a team leader, and here's how I've been preparing for that role." When you articulate your ambition clearly, it's easier for your manager to understand how to help you get there. Another strategy is to measure your impact, not just your output. Bosses care about results, but they also care about how those results align with the company's goals. Start tracking how your work contributes to the bigger picture. Did you lead a project that improved efficiency? Did you increase revenue by a certain percentage? These metrics can strengthen your case when you're ready to make your move. Finally, don't underestimate the importance of asking for help. Reach out to mentors or colleagues who've been promoted recently and ask them for advice. This not only helps you build connections, but also gives you practical insights into what's needed to move up. If you enjoyed these insights and want more tips on advancing your career, don't forget to subscribe. Let's unlock your potential together.